Hi, I'm Pete, and welcome to Just a Few Acres Farm. This video is all about manure, and composted manure in particular. We're just finishing a short thaw here. It lasted about a day and a half, and we had to take advantage of it to clean out the cow's bedding pack in the barn, which was getting quite deep. Now, it's a stressful thing to get this done in a day in the winter when the cows are in the barn, because the cows need to eat. We can't leave them out for a couple days, so we had to take the bale spear off of the bucket loader, put the manure bucket on, get in there and clean out the pens before the cows got too hungry, and get them back in. So that's what you're going to see in this video. Before I get started with that, please subscribe to our channel. We're a small channel. We'd like to grow it. Every subscription counts. 2/3 of the people who watch our videos aren't subscribers. We'd like to increase that. Please like and comment. It all helps us out. Thank you. I had a lot of manure to move in a day. A 1,000-pound cow generates about 60 pounds of manure a day, not including urine, which is another 3 gallons a day. By my calculations, our 30-head herd generates about 1,000 pounds of manure a day and about 75 gallons of urine a day. And if we assume half of the manure is dropped in the pasture and half's dropped in the pen, that's 500 pounds a day of manure in the pen, plus the urine that gets absorbed by the bedding. So the cows have been in here 2.5 months, and that means there's over 36,000 pounds of manure in here, or about 20 tons. Hillary and I had to do a lot of work before I could even get started cleaning out the pens. We had to take the bale spear off of the loader and put the bucket on, which isn't an easy job. There was a layer of ice underneath the snow from a freezing rain that we'd had, and the tractor just would not get traction, especially when the bucket was full. So I got a 5-gallon bucket of rock salt out of the house and sprinkled it around. And then, to speed up the thawing process, I got a big propane torch and melted some of the ice with that. So it was actually a few hours before I could even get started cleaning out the pen. Getting the manure out with the bucket loader is more difficult than just picking it up and hauling it away, because the manure pack is compacted and it's all tied together by the hay that's within it. So I have to pull it apart by pulling it backwards with the bucket teeth and then scooping it up and hauling it out to the pile. Even though it may look easy in a video of driving the tractor around, picking up this manure and piling it up, it gets to you after a while. This is repetitive work, spinning the steering wheel, yanking on the levers, shifting the tractor. It makes me sore the next day, and today I am feeling the work from yesterday. Although it is a lot easier than when we used to have to fork out both the pens. I'm using our Farmall 504 tractor to do this work. It's a 40 to 50 horsepower tractor. It's got good hydraulics, but it is really working at its maximum capacity to pick up the buckets of manure, which are probably 3/4 of a ton each. The loader's cobbled together, and it was actually meant for a different tractor make, but it works all right. And my dad made the bucket out of a propane tank and some pieces of sheet steel. Doing this work with the old tractor puts quite a strain on its hydraulics, and one of the things that adds to the stress of the day is breakdowns. More often than not, a hydraulic hose pops sometime during the day, and I have to run to the parts store to get a new one made and put it on the tractor. So this just adds to the stress level. I have to clean out the barn 2 or 3 times a year, and it winds up getting stacked on the compost pile where it can compost down. It gets combined with the compost we produce from butchering, from the pig pens, and from the chicken winter house. It's all put together in a pile. Aerobic composting needs the proper mix of carbon to nitrogen to work. So the hay mixed in the bedding pack and wood chips that's mixed in with the butchering waste gets us to the proper proportion. I let that compost cook for a year, The pile heats up and steams, and it shrinks to about half its original size as the compost cooks and the pile settles. So I have two piles going at once, one from 2 winters ago and one from this winter. The one from 2 winters ago will be spread in the spring, a few weeks before the pasture starts growing. Spreading manure takes a couple days, and it's 60 to 80 loads in our little antique spreader. As the day wore on, the mud got worse and worse as the snow thawed, and there wound up being pools of slushy, manure-y mud all over the place. What a mess. Composted manure is excellent fertilizer on our fields, and I think that some of its qualities aren't the ones that are classically measured when you look at a bag of chemical fertilizer. Raw manure on paper is about 3% nitrogen, 2% phosphorus, and 1% potassium, which seems pretty weak. But they're slow-release nutrients, and there's a lot of trace minerals in composted manure like calcium, magnesium, and sulfur. But I think that one of the best qualities of composted manure is that it's home to a huge population of bacteria and fungi, and I think this is overlooked a lot. The microbial population in the soil is essential to releasing soil nutrients in a form that plants can take up, and applying compost gives that population a boost. I believe the value of decomposer bacteria on pasture growth is underrated and overlooked. Every year I pick one field for intensive compost application, and every year I see a great spike in pasture growth that same spring. Compost also improves the soil structure, especially if you have heavy soil like we do. It lightens up the structure, allowing better air penetration, which helps roots grow easier. It also allows the soil to hold more water and not dry out as easily. All in all, the day went all right. We got the pens cleaned out, nothing broke down, and we got the cattle moved back in. But I think I'll be sitting by the fire today. I just hope I don't have to do it again in February when it's really cold. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.